Please welcome Adriane Simpson.
I'm sitting in my car, still in the parking lot of the company I walked into every morning for years. My hands are on the steering wheel, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm replaying the conversation with HR, hoping I misheard the words. Position eliminated. I pull out my phone, scroll through a long list of names, coworkers, classmates, conference contacts, people I barely remember even meeting, hundreds, maybe thousands. And then it hits me. How can I know so many people and still feel this alone? That moment stayed with me because many of you know that same feeling. We gather connections and opportunities, but when life happens, we want something deeper. We want opportunity, but we need people. And the distance between those two things is a gap that most of us are quietly navigating. What I didn't know then is that this feeling isn't rare. In 2022, the U.S. Surgeon General declared that loneliness was a public health epidemic. Nearly 1 in 2 adults have said that they feel lonely at different times. So if you ever felt isolated in a large group of people in a crowd or unseen on a list of names, just know that it's not a personal failure. It's a shared experience. I learned that long before I had language for it. I spent over 20 years in corporate America, got laid off 4 times. That moment in the car, that was the first one. I was young. I was stunned. And I didn't have any frame of reference for that. My mom taught school for 42 years. In her world, you either worked or you were fired. Laid off was a foreign language. My dad worked construction. Same thing. On the job, not on the job. No one around me had words for the space I was sitting in. Here's what made it worse. I was the capable one, the dependable one, the one people came to for answers. So suddenly, I didn't just lose my job. I lost the story that I told myself about who I was. I didn't know how to say that out loud. Some of you know that feeling. You got the resume, the degrees, the experience. But when it's time to get into the right room, you feel invisible. Here's the part we don't talk about enough. A lot of us don't struggle because we lack ability. We struggle because we don't know how to ask for help without feeling like we're losing ourselves. We don't know how to not be fine. So we suffer in silence. We scroll, we wait, and self-doubt festers in that silence. That moment in the car, I made a decision. If I didn't have somebody that I could call, I'd become the person that someone else could call. Yeah. I didn't have a roadmap, but I did have 2 questions. Who already knows me and who needs to know me? Those questions changed everything because they led me to something simple yet powerful. Yeah. People say, oh, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? But I learned something different. Opportunity doesn't start with who you know. Opportunity starts with who introduces you. Yeah. During my second layoff, I reached out to someone who knew my work. I asked one simple question. Would you feel comfortable introducing me to somebody who might see me as a fit for an opportunity? Then I sent a simple 3-line message. Who I am, why now, what might be possible if we talk. That introduction led to a conversation. The conversation led to an opportunity. And it happened again and again. Not because I had a massive network, not at all, but because someone who trusted me helped someone else see why I was worth meeting. Every meaningful step forward in my career started with a person, not a platform. Hey, this is who she is. This is why now matters. This is what might be possible if you all work together. Over time, I realized this isn't networking. It's something else entirely. Later, as I began to lead teams and leaders and business owners through this process, I saw the same pattern repeating itself. Introverts forming partnerships, mid-career professionals getting into rooms that they once thought were out of reach, organizations solving problems faster, not because they were posting jobs, but because they trusted people. Here's an example. I introduced Tasha in hospital operations to Miguel, who leads a workforce nonprofit. I reached out to them and I said, hey, you guys are solving the same problem just from different sides of the coin. If you talk, 30 people might be job ready by the summer. They talked, they listened. One conversation led to a pilot program. 3 months later, people were working. That's not luck. That's not luck. That's intentional, right? That's conversation. A warm handshake. A warm handshake is a transfer of trust. It is just enough context from a trusted relationship, a trusted introduction, that creates the possibility and allows it to become visible between people. Here's one quick step for you. Sometime this week, I want you to identify one person that you genuinely want to meet and someone who knows them and ask for a warm handshake. Simple, right? Yeah. And friends, if that's too much for you, I want you to extend yourself and offer a warm handshake. Because what I know is this. Technology doesn't move people. Technology doesn't move connections. People move people. People move people. And the strongest measure of those people are the connections and the value that they get from the warm handshake. Here's what I've learned. I've learned that silence is dangerous. Pride is deadly. But a trusted warm handshake can make all the difference. It's simple. I want to repeat it for you. Hey, here's who I am. Here's why now matters. Here's what might be possible if we work together. A lot of you have been staring at a closed door for a long time. Knocking harder isn't the only way through that door. I would invite you to ask for a warm handshake. If you want to ask for a warm handshake, ask for a bridge. If you can't ask for a bridge, build one. And if you can, be one. So I'll leave this question with you. Who will you bridge this week? Thank you.